Welcome to Warnick's Parent-Teacher Conference sign-up system. I'm going to take you through using the system, registering your students, and signing up for conferences. So the first thing you're going to have to do when you click on the link right above this movie is you're going to get taken to this page where it's going to ask you to enter in your email address and password. Now the first time you enter in this information, you're going to create an account. Every time that you return, you'll just log in, but it's the same button. So first let me put in an email address. Let's say parents.com. And then I'm going to give a password, and I'll just click this login create account. Now this is the first time I'm going through this, so it's going to ask me to verify my information so it can send me emails and confirm passwords and alike. So first I'll just confirm my password or confirm my email. I'll do that, and then I'll put in a first name, Warnick Parent, and then I'll just confirm my password. Now the email confirmation is very important because they're going to send you emails to confirm and remind you about parent-teacher conferences. So make sure that you get that right. And then we'll press OK. And now it lets me in. And I have to register my student. So the way that we do this is that you're going to enter in the student's name, first and last, with an underscore separating the first and the last. So as you'll see right here, it's John underscore Doe. And I have a student. His name is first grader. Okay. And then we confirm the student's information by putting in their birth date. And the format for the birth date, as you can see here, is month/day/year. And the year only has 2 digits. And if there's any number less than 10, you need the leading 0. So as you can see here, it's April 21st. And since April is the 4th month, we put in 04, not just 4. So let me put in first grader's birthday. Hopefully I get it right. If I get it incorrect, it'll tell me that the record was not found. And I click add, and it was correct, so everything works out right. Now it gives me the option of picking which conference day I want. Do I want to go Thursday or Friday? I'm going to click on Thursday, and now I'm taken to my student's scheduling interface. So let's look at a couple important things here. Up here in the legend, it shows you that anything that's black is an appointment that you have scheduled. Now, obviously, we haven't scheduled anything, so there's nothing that's black. Anything that's white is unavailable because either the teacher has a break or they have another conference scheduled. Down here, you'll see that there are 2 different colors. This kind of bluish color is for more elas. So down here at the bottom, all of the blue ones are for more elas. So if I actually click on this, you'll notice that it de-highlights everything else. So those are all of her available conferences. And over here, the green is Mr. Decker. So if I click on green, I get Mr. Decker. Now, most students will have 3 different teachers, and I'm talking about elementary school students. First graders just happen to have 2 because Mora Elah teaches both Hebrew and Judaic studies. So anyway, I'm going to schedule some appointments here. I'm going to schedule some parent-teacher conferences. First, I'm going to choose Mr. Decker. And you'll notice that the Hebrew and Judaic studies staff have 5-minute conferences, and the general studies staff have 20-minute conferences, as we do every year. Now, I want the conference that's going to start at 1:30, so I click on this one right here, and you'll notice it takes me to a confirmation page. It asks me if I would like a reminder email sent, and I will, so I'll just leave that checked. If you do not want a reminder email sent, uncheck this. And then I'm going to click Create Appointment. And now you'll notice this has turned black. That means I have scheduled this. I also want to schedule one for Mora Elah, so I'm going to come down here and I'm going to choose a time after the one that I've scheduled already. Now it will let you schedule at the same time, but you can't be in 2 places at once, so please make sure you don't do that. And I'm going to click right here at 1:50, and that way I get a 5-minute appointment with Mora Elah, and again I'll create the appointment, and it blocks it out. However, Mora Elah is my student's Hebrew studies teacher and Judaic studies teacher. So I'm actually going to click 2 appointments so that I can get 5 minutes for each subject, because that's what we're looking for, about 5 minutes for each one of those subjects. So now I've got Mr. Decker for 20 minutes from 1:30 to 1:50, and then I've got Mora Elah for 2 5-minute appointments from 1:50 to 1:55 and 1:55 to 2. Now I actually have another student in the school, and her name is 5th grader, And again, I'll put in her birthday. Okay, and then I'll click Add. And now you notice that I have two different schedules. So this was my first grade student, and then this is my fifth grade student. And again, the color system has changed. This time, I have Mora Irit as the purple, Mora Mihal is the orange, and Miss Simke is the yellow. It hasn't made any changes over here to the first grader, but everything is in here ready to go. Now you'll also notice that I am looking at November 8th. If I want to change to November 9th, I can do that as well. It allows you to go to November 16th, but that's only for middle school conferences. And since this is a fifth grader, we're not going to go to November 16th. So let me come through here, and I actually want to make sure that I get these all done the same day, and I'm just going to keep moving. So I finished downstairs with Mora Elat at 2 o'clock, and you know what? I think I can go upstairs and meet with Mora Irit right after that. So I'm going to click her 2 o'clock appointment and say create appointment, and again, it's 5 minutes long. And then Mora Michal, I'm going to click on her 2:05 appointment. Notice that 2:05 is written over here. That's the beginning time. And I'll click there. And now I'm going to choose Create Appointment. And then I want to meet with Miss Simke after I'm done with them. And it works out perfectly because here she has a 20-minute appointment from 2:10 to 2:30. So I'll click on there and choose Create Appointment. So now I have appointments for my first grader and my fifth grader. But I actually have another student, and his name is Middle Schooler. And let me put in his birthday. Again, if I get this wrong, it will tell me that the record is not found, and I just need to try it again. And now that I've done that, it shows me something rather interesting. It's changed the colors again, and it's made Miss Simke's color striped, as you can see. And if you look over at the middle school, you notice that certain teachers have a whole bunch of availability. Other ones are missing some, and some aren't there. The reason that this is happening, first off, is that you've already scheduled this time with Miss Simke, so she no longer has it available. And Mora Irit doesn't have this time available because you also took it from her. But you'll notice that Matt and Mr. Skatina don't have times available. That's because we're currently looking at November 8th. If you're going to do a middle school conference, you need to click on November 16th. So now I've clicked on November 16th, and now you'll notice that there are some times available. Okay? And it looks like some other teachers have come through and taken some of these times. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start scheduling some time. So I want Mora Jackie, and I'll create the appointment. And it says appointment confirmed. I also want, let's see, I'd like a time later on with Mrs. Kennedy, so I'll take that. So I took an appointment for Mrs. Kennedy. That's great. You'll notice that some of these appointments are not available. That means that somebody's already taken them. I've got Mora Jackie. I've got Mrs. Kennedy. How about Matt? I'll take a time with Matt. How about down here? So now I've got a time with Matt. And then I want a time with Mora Irit. Now Mora Irit is a Hebrew teacher. So is Mora Jackie, and so is Mora Michal. You'll need to verify with them which teacher your student has. The levels for Hebrew change constantly, so we don't know which teacher your student will have at any given time. But anyway, I'm going to take this particular time for Mora Irit. And then I'm going to take this particular time for Mrs. Simke to talk about science. And then I need one more with Mr. Skatina, so I'll click that one right there. Click on Create Appointment, and now all my appointments are taken for everybody. So we're all set up and ready to go. Now, if you want to check to see where what your schedule is, you can come up here to the top, and there's a link that says Your Schedule. So let me click on that. And now here's a list of all the things that I've scheduled. Mr. Skatina, Miss Simke, I actually have her twice because I also have a fifth grader in her class. Mora Elat twice because, as we said, she's a Hebrew and Judaic Studies teacher in the first grade. Mr. Decker, and it gives a list of the date, the time, and the teacher. If you need to make any changes, you have all of these buttons available to you, whether it's changing a time or canceling or editing some important information. When you're done and ready to go, what I would suggest you do is you click on this printable schedule, and it'll give you this nice, well-formatted printable schedule that gives you the time, the place, the date and the time, the teacher, and the student. So if you have multiple students, their names will be here associated with which teacher. Also, as you notice that the middle schoolers tend to have a few more conferences than the rest. When you're done, click return. You can log out, and you're all done. The next time you come back, you'll notice that you don't have to create an account. You can just log in. All right. If you have any issues, any questions, please contact Barbara Losel or Carolyn McConnell, or send an email to Matt, and we'll help you out. Enjoy your conferences.